The Young and the Restless spoilers. Kane tricks Matt, uses Victor's own spy against him. The city of Genoa City had always been built on secrets, but lately those secrets had become more dangerous than ever. Every conversation felt like a negotiation, every smile hid another agenda, and every alliance could collapse in a heartbeat. At the center of the newest storm stood Kane Ashby. Most people believed Kane had returned simply to reclaim his place among Genoa City's power players. Some thought he wanted redemption. Others believed he wanted revenge. The truth was far more complicated. Kane had quietly spent months studying every move Victor Newman made. He knew Victor never entered a battle without at least 3 backup plans. More importantly, Kane knew Victor trusted information more than money. Information was Victor's greatest weapon. So Kane made a bold decision. He wouldn't fight Victor with business deals. He would fight him with intelligence. Meanwhile, Matt had become increasingly confident. His growing relationship with Phyllis had opened unexpected doors, and Victor had begun using Matt as an informal source of information around Genoa City. Victor never officially admitted anyone worked for him. He simply rewarded useful people. Matt appreciated Victor's confidence, believing he was becoming one of the Newmans' trusted insiders. What Matt didn't realize was that someone had already figured out exactly how Victor was collecting information. That someone was Kane. Late one evening, Kane sat alone inside Chancellor Industries. Stacks of reports covered his desk. Financial records, security schedules, phone logs, anonymous tips. Every piece looked unrelated. Until Kane noticed one tiny detail. Every private conversation Victor seemed to know about had one common denominator. Matt had been nearby. Kane leaned back. "So that's how you've been doing it." A slow smile crossed his face. He finally understood. Victor wasn't merely lucky. Matt had unknowingly become one of Victor's most valuable eyes and ears. Instead of confronting Matt directly, Kane designed something much smarter. He created a false opportunity. The next morning, he invited Matt to coffee. Matt arrived cautiously. "I didn't expect a call from you." Kane smiled warmly. "I think we've both been manipulated by the same people." Matt frowned. "What are you talking about?" "I think someone wants us fighting while they take everything." Matt listened carefully. Everything Kane said sounded reasonable, almost too reasonable. Across town, Victor received another update. His investigator explained that Kane and Matt had met privately. Victor wasn't worried. If Kane believes he can influence Matt, he'll fail. Victor trusted his instincts. He had built an empire by reading people. Matt wasn't ambitious enough to betray him. At least, that's what Victor believed. Kane's meeting with Matt had actually been carefully scripted. Every sentence, every pause, every apparent confession. It was all designed for one purpose: to ensure Matt repeated every word back to Victor, because none of it was true. Later that afternoon, Matt visited Victor. "Kane approached me." Victor looked interested. "What did he want?" "He claims someone is trying to divide everyone." Victor laughed quietly. "That's because he's trying to divide everyone." Matt nodded. "I thought you'd want to know." Victor appreciated the report. Exactly as Kane expected. The trap had officially begun. That evening, Kane secretly met with Lily Winters. She remained skeptical about his mysterious strategy. "You actually wanted Matt to tell Victor?" Kane smiled. "Absolutely." "Why?" "Because Victor now believes he's receiving genuine intelligence." Lily folded her arms. "But he isn't." "Exactly." Lily slowly realized what Kane was doing. He wasn't hiding information. He was feeding Victor carefully manufactured information. Victor soon acted on the intelligence Matt provided. He delayed an important acquisition. He reassigned security. He redirected company resources. Everything made perfect sense, except every decision slowly benefited Kane instead. Without realizing it, Victor had begun moving exactly where Kane wanted him. Elsewhere, Nikki noticed something unusual. Victor had become distracted. Normally, every decision was immediate. Now he hesitated. She finally asked him, "Is something bothering you?" Victor remained calm. "I'm watching Kane." "You sound uncertain." "I'm never uncertain." But Nikki recognized the rare hesitation in his voice. Someone had forced Victor onto unfamiliar ground. Jack Abbott also noticed unexpected developments. Business negotiations suddenly shifted. Companies Victor usually pursued withdrew. Unexpected investors appeared. Stock values fluctuated. Jack stared at the reports. "This doesn't feel random," Diane agreed. "No, it's coordinated." The question remained, who was coordinating it? Meanwhile, Phyllis found herself increasingly concerned about Matt. He seemed nervous, distracted, always checking his phone, always canceling plans. Finally, she confronted him. "What's going on?" Matt hesitated. "Nothing. You've been different." "I'm just busy." Phyllis wasn't convinced. She knew when someone carried dangerous secrets. Later that night, Matt received another message. "Meet immediately. No phones. Same location." The message contained no signature. He already knew it came from Kane. The meeting took place inside an abandoned warehouse. Matt arrived cautiously. Kane stood alone. "You came. What do you want now?" "I want to thank you." Matt looked confused. "For what?" "For delivering my message perfectly." Matt's face changed. "What?" Kane slowly smiled. "I knew you'd tell Victor everything." Matt suddenly understood. "You used me. I gave you exactly what I wanted Victor to hear." Matt felt sick. "You tricked me." Kane nodded. "Completely." Matt immediately rushed to warn Victor. But it was already too late. Victor had already acted. Millions had been committed. Contracts had been signed. Entire negotiations had shifted. Undoing everything would expose Victor's own weakness. Victor sat silently inside Newman Enterprises. For several minutes, nobody spoke. Finally, Michael Baldwin entered. "You wanted to see me?" Victor slowly looked up. "Kane played me." Michael blinked. "Excuse me?" He knew exactly how I was receiving information. Michael immediately understood. "Matt." Victor nodded. "Kane turned my own source into a weapon." Michael remained thoughtful. "That means Kane anticipated every move." Victor stood. "No. He anticipated every reaction." Victor hated admitting anyone had gained an advantage, especially Kane. Word slowly spread through Genoa City. Nobody knew the details, only that Victor Newman had made several surprising business mistakes. Speculation exploded. Had Victor lost his edge? Was Kane actually winning? Or was Victor simply allowing everyone to believe he had? Lily remained cautious. Kane. What? What if Victor expected all this? Kane looked toward the city skyline. If he did, then we're both playing someone else's game. Unknown to everyone else, Victor hadn't revealed everything. Weeks earlier, he had quietly planted another observer. Someone nobody suspected. Not Matt. Someone much closer to Kane. Someone who had earned everyone's trust. Victor intentionally allowed part of Kane's plan to succeed because he wanted to discover the mastermind behind an even larger conspiracy. Matt had been expendable. The real operation had never depended solely on him. The shocking revelation came during another private meeting. Victor opened a confidential folder. Inside were photographs, financial transfers, private recordings, messages exchanged between several mysterious figures. Michael stared. "You've known?" Victor nodded. "I've known enough." "Then why let Kane think he'd beaten you?" Victor smiled. "Because overconfidence creates carelessness." At the same time, Kane celebrated what appeared to be a major victory. His allies congratulated him. Lily even admitted she had underestimated him. "You really outplayed Victor." Kane smiled modestly. "Not yet." Something still bothered him. Victor had recovered too calmly, far too calmly. Late that evening, Kane entered his office. The lights suddenly switched on. Victor stood waiting, alone, no security, no witnesses, only the two rivals. Victor slowly applauded. Very impressive. Kane remained calm. "You figured it out." "I figured out enough." "You lost this round." Victor smiled. "Did I?" Silence filled the room. Victor stepped closer. "You discovered one of my spies." Kane nodded. "I used him." Victor's smile widened. "I wanted you to." Kane's confidence briefly faltered. Victor continued. "The moment you focused on Matt, you stopped looking elsewhere." Those words echoed through Kane's mind. Elsewhere. Was Victor bluffing? Or had there really been another spy all along? Before Kane could respond, Victor handed him a sealed envelope. "Read it." Inside was a single photograph. Kane's expression instantly changed. One of his own confidential meetings had been secretly photographed from inside the room. Only 4 people had attended. One of them had betrayed him. Victor turned toward the door. "The game isn't over." He paused. "It has only become interesting." Then he walked away, leaving Kane standing alone, holding the evidence that someone inside his own trusted circle had been feeding Victor information for far longer than Matt ever had. The next morning, Genoa City awoke believing Kane had finally defeated Victor Newman. Only Kane knew the truth. The battle had entered a far more dangerous phase. Now every ally was a suspect. Every conversation could be recorded. Every handshake might conceal another betrayal. Matt, devastated after realizing he had been manipulated by both sides, understood he had become little more than a pawn in a war between 2 master strategists. Determined to reclaim his independence, he secretly approached Phyllis and confessed everything. Rather than judging him, Phyllis surprised Matt with an unexpected proposal. "If Victor and Kane both think you're finished," she said quietly, "then maybe that's your greatest advantage." Matt frowned. "What are you suggesting?" Phyllis smiled with the confidence that had helped her survive countless battles in Genoa City. "I'm suggesting we write our own ending." As the camera pulled away from the skyline, 3 separate plots were already unfolding. Victor prepared his next move, Kane searched desperately for the hidden traitor in his inner circle, and Matt and Phyllis quietly began planning a risky alliance that neither powerful businessman saw coming. In Genoa City, victory never lasted for long, and the next betrayal was always just around the corner.